everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Mystery of Melody, a mystery musical where we discover if the myths and legends of Melody Glimmerbloom and the Misty Spiral Inn are true. But first and foremost, we have some Gilding Light announcements. Of course, tune in right here, twitch.tv/Gilding Light, Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific for a new episode of A Song in the Heart. Of course, there are great content all week, so if you've missed out on earlier this week, come back around the next week. We got more. And of course, if you haven't checked out Siren's Battle of the Bards, it's out already. Go check it out. You can look at that over at thebardbook.com. And of course, Siren's Battle of the Bard unlocked its first stretch goal, a custom side quest written by Gamehole Con director Alex Kammer? I'm not sure. I'm terrible at names. And is less than 10,000 away from the next stretch goal, which is crazy. Please, if you can, back the project. And of course, if you can't monetarily, there's a lot of great ways for you to kind of spread the word through social media, through the grapevine. I don't know, put it on a banner somewhere, stand out in the street, spin a sign. I don't know. Figure out a way. You could do it. I trust you. And of course, be sure to follow Apotheosis Studios over on social media and join their Discord so you don't miss out on any information, because that's the place to be to get the infos. And of course, today, if you would like to support our amazing cast, we are powered by your tips over at streamlabs.com/gildinglight/tip. Make sure that you use the hashtag TMOM, because that's our acronym, in your donation. And not only are you supporting us as a cast and helping us, feed our cats, or in Eva's role, pay for the makeup to put on that amazing makeup. Can we just take a moment to look at that makeup? Wow.
I didn't have anything else to do today. So I was like, you know what I want to do? I want to be a tiefling in her starry form while also showing the struck by lightning thing somehow. So I went for it.
I think it is out of this world. I was holding on to that one. No, I'm just kidding. I just thought of it. But of course, not only does it help us do our thing, but it also affects the game. You get to affect the game. $5 inspiration is a +1 d6 to their roll, and I believe one of those did help one of our lovely players last episode. I think it was Eva, actually. And then $10 is a disadvantage, 20 an advantage, $30 is a hit dice, which will let them heal and gain HP, and of course, $50 is wild magic, where we roll a 1d200 and we see what happens. Last episode, Dirge got another charisma point? Was that what it was?
Yeah,
oh
it pushed me up to
God.
19 charisma, which I thought was really cool. But then Paladin told me that was NBD, and I was in fact low on the spectrum of charisma folks in this all bard party.
In this party, yes, but as a whole, it was pretty beastly. Also, a lot
cool.
of power. That's something you don't get until every other level or so. So it usually takes quite a bit of time to get to that point. But there you go. You can affect the game that drastically. There are also some bad things in the list too, like losing limbs and stuff. But that didn't happen today, unfortunately. Or yes, last episode. But there's still today, you guys.
Oh, no. I'm sorry in advance.
This is outside of that spectrum. I just want to say that London finally bought some more dice. We have now made him addicted to buying dice, I think.
Yes. Yes, I made the confession of saying that because of playing digitally for so long, I only had 2 pairs of physical dice, and I just can't stop buying them now.
Sorry.
So
we started all sharing links. It got crazy. Anyways, that's the after show bit. We all hung out for 4 hours after. It was a little crazy. But without further ado, we will begin episode 1 of the Mystery of Melody. And I have little sound for you. That's today's sound. A little different. Last episode, our band of bards traversed the harsh lands towards the Hall of Palisade. Well, where they are supposed to perform. Along this travel, they were met with a severe blizzard and an abominable opponent made of snow. Though to most, this might have been a daunting task. But to our heroes and champions here, well, It wasn't quite. They slayed the creature and what appeared to be its younglings with ease. As the snowstorm calmed, they saw something glinting in the clouds. What yonder lie but a mystical place that some of them have heard of. From myths and legends, the Misty Spiral Inn, where Melody Glimmerbloom is said to be putting on the most magnificent show each night. And so our scene opens with Dirge, Cesare, and Sardar making their way to the door, with Eva trailing close behind. A tiny creature about 2 feet in maximum height that looks kind of like a white cat body, but a face of a bug and beautiful wings and wispy little bits all about it. It greets them and says, oh, I gotta switch voices here. Welcome to the Misty Spiral Inn. I'm Happy Ice Blossom. It's so great to meet you all. We've been waiting for you.
Well, we're happy to be here, baby. It's cold outside.
Oh, sorry. Mind my manners. Come in, come in. And the gates kind of slowly close behind you as you come in. And actually you see these 2 mechanical creatures. They look kind of like tree creatures, but they have some mechanical elements to them. And they come over to your carriage and they are kind of like moving your horses along.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hands off the horses. You know, they're precious cargo. You can't just take them just like that without, saying hello first, introducing yourself. A little pet on the mane or something.
The 2 tree creatures kind of, one of them that was grabbing the reins and the other that was kind of holding the side of the cart to kind of guide it along. They both stop for a moment in a very mechanical way, and they both tilt their head almost simultaneously at you. Their eyes don't blink at all ever, and they look at you and say, or the first one says to you that's standing like closest to the horse, "How may I assist you?"
Anybody else getting a bit of a monotonous vibe from these people?
Oh,
I think you've confused the help.
they are just here to assist us.
I've never seen creatures like this before. This is impressive.
Well, Melody created them.
Of course.
Uh-huh. Well, just make sure you feed them a sugar cube or something. A second, if you have one. If not, here. And immediately her hand dives into this pouch just full of sugar cubes. And she hands over like an over-excessive handful to each of them.
These creatures, one of them holds out their hand and it looks like a tree branch arm. It's like a hand, but the fingers are little branches. And so it looks very awkward, and some of the little pieces of sugar kind of drop through the fingers of this creature. And it just kind of looks down at it very peculiarly and tilts its head. And the other one almost does the exact same action.
Can I try to catch one of the ones that like drops?
Ooh, sure. Do me a reflex save.
Okay, let's see. Ba-ba-bum. It's just a 5.
How do you go about doing this exactly? And you don't catch
Badly,
it.
it seems like.
Very awkwardly as well. Seeing the fumbling, Sardar just tries to catch it, but it ends up bouncing even more before plummeting its way to the ground. Finally.
Yeah, you hear it trickle, and then it goes to the edge of the bridge, and you see it going down, and you don't know how long it's going to take before it hits the ground, but it's very high. And if you're afraid of heights, you know that moment where you get like, it's like your heart is dropping into your stomach when you look down from heights? Mm-hmm. That's the feeling you get if you're afraid of heights.
Could I have one more sugar cube, please?
The creature just picks up one and hands it to you.
Oh,
I'm glad
Thank you.
I can be of assistance.
Now we're all just milking my sugar cubes. They're-
no.
How
You're wrong to
do
break
you
out your
milk
personal
sugar
stash.
cubes? It looks questioningly at the sugar cube as if it is trying to figure out how it would milk a sugar cube.
I
don't
hold-
ask me. This is same as the mystery of the almond.
I mean, I could give you detailed instructions, but they might not be suitable for all audiences.
What is the mystery of an almond?
Eva's immediately, as soon as Dirge started to like talk about going into dark things, just went to go and like try and put her hands across like his mouth to like hush him up. But then also then got very perplexed by what on earth, like they're not understanding her wit. Why are they not understanding her wit? It's undeniable.
And Sardar walks over to specifically Tia, the horse. This is for you. There.
Animal handling for me.
13.
Ooh, yeah. Tia gobbles up the sugar cube and, does it gently, doesn't hurt your hand, and kind of like licks it a little bit and then gives you a nuzzle as you pet her. And Tamara makes a little bit of a sound as if like she's a little jealous.
There's more coming. Excuse me. I didn't catch your names. Referring to the tree creatures.
I do not have a name.
Well, yes, no name. Here.
And Happy
Sugar cubes.
Ice Blossom kind of looks over flies over, lands on the shoulder of the creature, and kind of like is looking at you all peculiarly and says,
like I said, they are just here to assist us.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do something like give them an identity or individuality. That could be troublesome later on. They could unionize.
It requires more programming.
Yes.
While they're sorry.
No. Go ahead.
While they're all dealing with horses and tree robots, Cesare is gonna slink away.
ooh, slink away. Are you trying to be stealthy in your slinking away?
Most definitely. Just gonna. Do I see the actual building?
Yeah, the door is kind of open, like wide open.
Yeah.
It's this two large, giant ice doors that had that beautiful, decoration on it.
Yeah, Cesare is just gonna like roll off the back of the wagon while pretending to still be asleep, and just kind of roll off with his blanket with his familiar and walk towards the inn.
Well, you guys were all walking towards the end, was my understanding originally. Like the three of you were
Okay.
already walking towards the end.
Okay, then yeah, I'm just gonna like
Eva
while
was
they're
the
dealing
one
with
that
that,
was by
just
the
kind of yeah, and while they're dealing with that, just kind of like slow my pace, then go in a different direction.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to walk towards the door, first I'll need a stealth roll from you. And as you're
27.
walking toward, what was it?
27.
27. All right, I will roll to see if I see. But as you're walking towards the door, you can already see, and I think I described this last episode too, you see a large, what looks like a reception desk, but behind that desk and along this corridor that is like the entryway of the inn, behind you see like a bunch of beautiful plants and just this beautiful smell. It smells almost like peony. It's just, and jasmine. It's just a beautiful concoction of smells. Wow. Okay. That was kicking it off with 2 1s. They
Get
do
them out of
not
your
see-
system.
They do not see anything. Oh, wait. I rolled only 2, so I need to roll one more. No. That wasn't a 1, but it was low. It is not a 27. So you are unseen as you kind of slip through. I think it's because, Happy Ice Blossom kind of flies over to see your companions who are all messing around with the horses and stuff and is like, why aren't they coming into the inn? And you get the opportunity as he's flying away to kind of slip in. And where are you going? What you doing? What's your plan?
I'm headed straight inside.
Okay.
It's cold out. I don't want to be cold. I have an easy answer right in front of me.
The instant you take a footstep into the inn, like when you cross the line, and you can feel this rush of warmth over your body and the smell of gingerbread.
I'm gonna just keep heading further inside. What all do I see inside?
Yeah. As you're moving forward, there's this hallway that you're initially in, and along both sides of the hallway are what looks like plants and vines that are along it, and flowers. They're beautiful. They're these white and pink flowers along the wall. You get past the reception desk, and the floor is this gorgeous marble. It's just beautiful. What you can see before you when you get to the opening is you see to the left of you a hallway, to the right of you a hallway. There looks like there's some other stuff on both of those directions, and in front of you can see what looks like on the left side a glass door, and behind that glass door you can see some tables, some chairs. There's some plants behind there in that area, and there's more of those creatures that look like robots, like robot plants, kind of milling about and going through going to each table. It looks like almost they're doing like server work type of thing where they're like serving tables. And you do see a couple people. You see two people in that room. They look like they're at a table together playing some type of game. They're rolling dice. On the right-hand side, you see another door, but it's closed. It's like this big, what looks like maybe a ballroom door of some sort, but you can't see what's inside there. So that's kind of the initial view that you have.
Gotcha.
What's your plan? Or are you going to wait for your companions?
I mean, they're having fun with horses and trees.
Sure.
I thought that was more of Ava's thing, but apparently my companions are also interested in trees and such.
Yeah, London did pretty good on that roll.
Well, I'm going to head in as well, but I mean, of course, I don't want to go at the same time as you. You know, I have to make my own entrance.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you see me go in? Did you see me go in?
Roll a perception
Well,
check.
would you get a 27?
27. Roll a perception check. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I didn't see you. I only got a 22.
Oh.
But hold on, if I was heading in that direction anyway, like maybe I didn't see you, but that doesn't mean I can't go in.
That's true. You can still go in, but you didn't see Cessair. What are you doing while obviously Sardar and Eva are kind of chatting with Happy Ice Blossom and these two strange creatures? What is your plan, Dirge?
I think I'm gonna head in and sort of scope out the surroundings. Maybe they have a bar.
Are you trying to sneak in, or are you just going?
No. I'm entering very coolly and casually like I own the place.
Okay. As you step in, you kind of feel the same feeling that Cessair felt, where the instant you step in, you have this warmth, you smell gingerbread, and almost at that moment, Happy Ice Blossom kind of tweaks their head around and kind of flies back over and swoops in front of you and onto the reception desk and is like,
Oh, I was trying to help your companions. Would you like a room?
Oh, certainly. I mean, free of charge, I assume.
Of course. Every guest of Melody is free. Stay as long as you wish.
Oh, excellent. I shall avail myself of your hospitality. So what have you got in the high-tier luxury area?
All of them are high tier. This is the Misty Spiral Inn.
Surely there must be one that's better than the rest, and I think that would be the best suited for me.
I shall see what I can do.
I'm particularly a fan of black and green marble. I like gold adornments. Not too many flowers. They tend to die around me.
The flower problem might be, well, an issue.
I mean, you can just leave them in situ if that's the case. I quite like them when they're dead.
And it's almost like the creature has like these really big bug eyes, and it blinks a couple of times, and it looks like it has found something, or it has like an expression on its face that's interesting.
Ah, the perfect room. I have it. Would you like assistance with your luggage?
No, I can actually manage it myself. I've just got what I have on me. I assume that you'll provide all of the other amenities, towels, drinking glasses, perhaps a small icebox with overpriced beverages in it.
Everything you could ever want and need.
Excellent. So which way?
One moment. And of course, if there's anything else that I can assist you with, please do not hesitate. And also, I'm here if you need anyone.
Ah, a concierge, I see. I'm interested in what forms of entertainment will be provided. Is there a schedule?
Yes. Oh, so much entertainment. Well, you see, there are games in the parlor, there's dancing in the ballroom, there's reading in the library.
A library, you say?
Yes. And lounging in the sunroom.
Skip that.
Oh, but it is quite lovely.
It's very bad for your skin. That's how I keep my youthful appearance. Try to be in darkness as much as possible.
Hearing that, can I pop up behind the concierge to surprise her?
Yeah, you can.
It's bad for your skin if you're built like a ghost.
How did you get, in...
Get what?
Wait. Well, would you like a room?
Sure. How many rooms do you have?
Well, as many rooms as I need.
So if you needed to accommodate 15,000 people, you'd have 15,000 rooms.
Oh my. Well, I would hope that I would get a little bit of notice for that many guests. I'm only expecting, 4.
Right. Well, do you have a room that has just large windows in which I can have all the sunshine that my companion is so desperate to avoid?
Yes, many rooms with lots of windows. I can make this happen for you. Any other requirements?
Sure. Do you have just a comfy room with lots of windows? Just imagine, if you will, just a room made to just heat up rapidly. I've been in threadbare clothing in the middle of this winter blast. I wish to warm myself. Unlike this I consider us friends when I say this, Sturge. This lunatic who insists on being away from the sunshine.
You surely complain a lot for someone who seems to always be wearing shaggy pants.
I don't know where I got these, so yes, I will complain.
Making fun of one another. We also have a lovely fireplace by the parlor, and games, of course.
Sure. Also, do you have a tailor in-house? I don't know where my shirt went. I'm wearing this blanket.
I can send one up.
Fantastic. Could I also get a little... Can they make clothing for a raven?
Very peculiar request. I will see.
Excellent. I want to get a little suit for Spencer.
They are not going to like that. That's for you. That's not for Spencer.
Oh, it's for Spencer.
Would you like assistance with your luggage?
I'm pretty much wearing it, so I'm good.
All right.
And almost like they come out of the side of the walls of this greenery that's on the left side. Two of these robot plant creatures kind of form out of the wall, and one stands next to Dirge, one stands next to Cesar, and in unison, they both say as they look at each of you. The one with Dirge looking at Dirge, the one with Césaire looking at Césaire, say,
May I take you to your room?
So Sarah responds with, "Ah!
Ah!
Can I make a request about the assistants? Can they wear bells if they assist me? Why are you coming out of walls?
They look
What?
to
Who does
Happy
that?
Ice Blossom.
Oh, another strange request. I will see about bells.
You can't really blame the help for your lack of situational awareness.
Listen, I'm more concerned over clothing right now.
Everyone's seen you naked, no one cares.
Oh, well, I haven't.
Approximately 3 people have cared. I don't care for any more to see me like this. I don't know
If
what
I
happened
looked
to my
like
shirt.
that, I'd keep my clothes on as well.
Listen, that's because you bought yours. I don't know where these ones appeared.
If by bought you mean had made custom, yes.
As Dirge and Césaire are arguing
You
about
bought-
their clothing, what are Sardar and Eva doing?
Okay, yeah. So Sardar, he's also kind of finishing up things here, and wanting to head inside, to join the rest.
Okay. What about you, Eva?
Eva's probably still fussing over the horses, which is why Sadar's still stuck outside. Eva's probably having a good little pep talk of like, now look, I know I will not be around for a while, but it's going to be okay. You're in good hands. I mean, there are 3 hands, but they're good hands. And if you get a splinter, I'll get them out when we get back. It's all fine. It's gonna be okay.
The trees are
she's just-
looking at their hands like, good hands.
Eva, I think they have things here.
Okay, just
May we assist you now?
assist the way, I suppose.
Our pleasure.
Be good, little horses.
And the one kind of takes the reins and walks off. It almost looks like they're walking off the ledge of the thing, but you see that they don't go off. They just disappear.
They had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie.
This is indeed strange. Can I try to observe the area and see if there's any, if they are just hidden now or if they teleported somewhere?
Are you looking for some more magical things, or are you looking to investigate? What is the vibe that you're going for?
Yeah, I would say probably just any sort of magic that kind of see where they went.
Yeah, roll me Arcana.
11.
From walking over there, you would, you've seen magical things before. You would assume that there's some kind of either mask, like maybe there's something there that's not there, or there's potential they could have teleported, or you're not really sure about it, but that's kind of just, you start running through the possibilities in your mind. Not necessarily that you know what it is, nor do you see anything there that looks like it might give away what it is.
Wow. Huh. I can't believe we're here.
It all looks a little bit surreal, huh? Especially with all the snow.
Yes. But perhaps we could catch a performance tonight. I mean, we're at the Misty Spiral Inn after all.
And we're finally going to see the legend herself.
Yes.
Can you believe that we're here? We always dreamed that one day we would get to perform here. Maybe we can find a way to perform tonight.
Yes. Yes, we can perform here. Okay, I'll get my drum. My drum just walked off the cliff.
Eva wraps her arm around and slowly pats.
Would you like to go inside?
Yeah, let's get out of this cold.
And as you walk back to the door, you can see Dirge and Césaire arguing Césaire behind this desk and Dirge in front of it, and the creature kind of looking back and forth. There's also two more of those strange robot plant creatures standing standing next to each of them.
As they walk in, Césaire is saying, "You buy off the rack and get it fitted, not the same."
How slanderous and completely untrue.
Sure.
I challenge you to find any place you could approximate finery, even in the same ballpark as this.
You
Off
use,
the rack, how dare you?
buy second-hand silks. And
They're
call it
not
prestige.
second-hand, they are vintage. They are imbued with the life force of those who donned them previously.
Are you also having deja vu, Sadar?
Yes, I am. Césaire, Dirge, is this about the custom fitted clothes again?
It's about time you get in here. Do you know what happened to my shirt?
It's not on you.
Yes, why I'm wearing the blanket.
I see.
You should both get rooms. We've already done so. And I'm sure they'll be inferior to mine, but you can try.
Yeah, what took you both so long? We've been in here for ages.
Tia and Tamara, they were a little bit worried about going off with people that they didn't know, and so I had to make sure that they were reassured so that they could have a nice, good sleep, so that we could go on further adventures and journeys once we depart from this place.
They're horses.
They are
They're my friends.
and family.
They're horses in the esteemed care of whoever owns this place.
Well, Melody Glimmerbloom.
Wouldn't
A melody
you
is a
also...
thing in music, not a name.
Look, I mean, you would think that you would be feeling reassured with all of these also holding on to you?
If they had a bell on, yes. I say, looking at the concierge.
I'm looking into the bell. Would the two of you like rooms as well?
Yes, I think I'll take a room, but first, the horses, where were they taken exactly? I have some luggage that I would like, brought up to the room that I am about to purchase.
Oh, fantastic. Well,
Purchase.
they were
Purchase.
sent to the stable, but I can get your luggage for you.
Oh, okay, great. Wait, did you cover this, Dirge?
I did. Consider it my treat. I've paid for all of you, actually.
Oh,
He's got
This
quite the deep
is,
pockets.
Not true.
Okay. Yes, one room, please. Extra spacious, if possible. And one more question. I'm sorry to bombard you with these things, but I must know, how is the soundproofing in the rooms? We might need to do some practicing before, we depart.
Of the utmost.
Yes.
that's always why he asks about the soundproofing of the rooms.
The creature kind of blinks a couple times.
Posh.
But
Ah, the
drumming,
corruption of the innocent. I love it.
he's going to, have a good bang around all his drums in his room, it's fine.
We have had many a bard banging.
Oh.
Well,
Really?
Of course.
How many bards have you seen in a room banging before?
All at once or all separately?
How many bars has Melanie banged?
Well, she doesn't bang the bards. The bards bang
Right.
A
instruments.
pity. I mean, she hasn't met me yet.
Dutch!
mines are just okay. This is strictly for drumming. I must stress
I
that.
have to roll to see if it understands what you mean by that. This is confusing. Oh, it gets it after a moment. And it blinks a couple times more.
Okay, yes, so one room, extra soundproofing for practicing instruments, as Sardar glares at the three. please.
And you?
Oh, a regular amount of soundproofing is fine for me.
Any other requests?
Actually, make sure that Cesare can hear me extra loud.
It kind of cocks its head at both of you, and then
I'm
nods.
joke. It joke. Just normal room. And also, where is your nearest drink?
Well, there is a parlor, and they're serving all kinds of things there, as well as games. We also have a sunroom, and many enjoy a drink there.
That sounds wonderful. I will have my room and the directions to the parlor.
Down the hallway, you'll see a glass door. Step in.
And two more creatures come out of the side of the left wall, just kind of emerging out of this greenery on the wall. And they stand next to the two of you and look at you both and say,
May I take you to your room?
Up.
Lead on.
Please.
and they all start walking down the hallway. They will stop if you stop. They will continue to walk if you walk, and they will walk you towards your room. Do any of you not go to your rooms, or do you all venture to your rooms?
Going straight to my room.
Going straight to your
Yeah.
room?
I'm going to need to freshen up before I partake of the diversions here.
Yeah, and as Eva goes into her room, she's going to turn to one of them and says, like, look, if one of you falls down in the forest and there's no one around, does anyone hear it? I need to know.
I do not fall.
What if somebody pushes you really hard?
No one has.
There's a first time for everything. And she shuts her door.
Each of them guide you to your room. You walk down this hallway and you see kind of the same thing that Cesar saw, but you all go to the left down this long corridor. And as you're walking down here, you actually see along the walls, there are on the left-hand side windows that you can see into what looks like a beach with trees in a room over there. And then on the right-hand side, you can see more of the parlor that's over there. And there's these long staircases that go up and spiral into what looks like forever, just spiraling up forever. And you make your way up these staircases. But as soon as you step on the staircase, it's like the staircase moves. It's like an escalator. And you just go spiraling up. And it stops first for Eva, and a door opens and you're able to like step through. And then the next one is Zardar's, and then Cesar, and then Dirge. Your room is the final room. And the rooms are almost exactly what you
The penthouse, I
expected them to
assume.
be. They're exactly what you imagine them to be. And if you were to like look out, come out of your door and look up, you can see all the other rooms. So if one of you was at the top, one of you was at the bottom, you could like shout at each other if you wanted to go in the hallway. But your rooms look exactly how you would imagine them. Actually, almost exactly how you imagine them in your head. It's a little peculiar.
I'm going to lay out my things and begin casting Unseen Servant as a ritual, so I can employ my discreet valet to help me dress and fix my hair and makeup and all of that. Yeah. And while my valet is doing that, I will then follow that up with another ritual, and I am casting Comprehend Languages on myself.
Done and done. Mark those off on your spell sheet.
I don't. If I cast them as rituals, they don't use a
that's
spell
true.
slot.
If you're casting them as rituals, no need to, for sure. Anyone else doing anything?
Sardar paces back and forth, just waiting for the luggage to arrive. How quickly does that happen?
It takes a little bit of time for them to arrive, but you do hear a knock at your door eventually, and there's one of these creatures next to you, or at the door. Actually, there's probably 2 of them, and they're each carrying bundles. Basically, they took everything out of the carriage. So you didn't specify what you wanted, so they're bringing like everything that's inside the carriage to you.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I'll take care of everything here. Just put it right over there.
Is this the right place?
Yes, everything in here. Everything in here. I keep tabs on everything.
Interesting.
Indeed. And be careful with the drum. Very careful. It's expensive.
I will be careful.
Thank you.
They place almost, as if they are like simultaneously, they walk almost at the same pace, and they place the objects, and they stop whenever there's no more objects to place, and they just kind of look to you, and one of them says,
Is that all? May we assist you with anything else?
No. And I reach in the little pouch, just flip a gold at them.
okay.
That's it for you.
It catches it. That was very, very good. It catches the coin and says,
We have no need for this.
and it offers it back to you.
Okay. Well, no assistance needed right now. Perhaps my companions.
We will check on your companions. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
And they all go, and you're each going to get a knock on your door as one of these creatures is checking on you. But if you don't need anything, we don't have to RP it. But if there's something that you do need, they will
I put the little thing on the door that says "Do not disturb."
Yeah, but someone told them to check on you, so now they're concerned.
Have they interrupted me during my rituals? How uncouth!
Probably. Your rituals take a little bit more time to complete.
20 minutes!
Because Sardar interrupts it. You're like, I imagine you're at like the 19-minute mark of the 20-minute ritual, and then the door knocks, and you're like, I put the sign on it for a reason.
I could make a concentration check if
Ooh,
you...
do it. Yeah, do the concentration check. That's funny.
Like you can't see it, but the unseen servant is giving you the burn as it dissipates from being fully formed.
Now I have Warcaster, so I can do it with advantage.
Ooh, all right. Let's see.
And I got a 20 on one of
19,
those.
Yeah.
So
No
my
problem.
focus is
you
laser
make
sharp.
it through the last minute. The creature just stands there in the doorway, and probably like every 30 seconds is knocking on the door, but you have no problem. You concentrate, and you're able to keep on it. And then
Once
you
it's
go
finished,
in.
my unseen servant opens the door, and I just shoot a withering glare at this servant.
And it tells you that your companion has requested that you might want assistance with something.
No! I have my own servants. Be gone.
We are sorry to disturb you. Have a lovely night.
When Cesar gets to his room, he's going to just walk over to the bed, dump all his belongings, including his blanket, take the blanket from that bed, which is obviously nicer, put it around his shoulders, and walk back over to the creature that he asked to wait for him.
Okay.
Can you send a tailor over to wherever they serve food here?
There is a tailor coming up to your room.
Sure. Can you tell them to go to where I'm going to be eating?
Sure.
Thank you.
The creature, you hear the creature stepping away, stops, says something to another creature, and that creature goes downstairs and is now waiting for you in the parlor.
I'm going to
They
go
were
to
like
the parlor.
on their way up.
I'm going to go to the parlor. And order just what is the most pub food imaginable here?
I mean, pretty much the strange thing about this is anything that you imagine that you would want just starts appearing on the menu. Like the menu is catered to you when you pick it up. Are you all going to the parlor?
Once
I know
I've
the evil
completed
one.
my preparations, yes.
Okay, so maybe you're coming in a
Yes.
little later than the others. What about Sardar
Fashionably
and Eva?
late.
Are you both going?
Yeah, Eva would probably, after being quite freaked out by the the like, well, you know, wood servants. She's not entirely sure how she's confident, like how she feels about that. Yeah, she's just gonna dump her shoes off that have probably got like soaked and take off like her soggy socks or something and hang them by like a little fire and
Aw.
yeah,
And
change
Sardar, are you
just
also
into
headed
some
down
socks and head down.
to the parlor?
Yes, Sardar is also going to the parlor as well, meeting up with Eva. Heading in.
Yeah. So, Cesar, you're probably first. You arrive down in the parlor. Are you taking a seat at a table by yourself? And I'll kind of describe the parlor. As you walk in, there's this giant, gorgeous room. There are a few different locations that have, a couch and a couple chairs, or there's a table, like a round table with a bunch of chairs around it. Some are more couch-like chairs. Some are just, like almost like coffee, like kitchen table type of chairs and tables. So there's a lot of variety of options in this room, but it's quite a large room. There are windows all around, and each of the windows has these gorgeous drapery around it. They're like white walls with gold trimming, and the curtains on it are kind of like this light glimmering green, like sagey color with a sparkle to it. If you look at it close enough, it almost seems like it's moving slightly. And the floor is this gorgeous marble with these intricate rugs that are placed in these little areas with all these different tables. It's almost like each of these sections is kind of quartered off. You do see a table that has two people. It looks like they're playing a game of some sort at a table. And then the rest are what looks like empty. But there are a lot of tree robot creatures walking around, like way more than there probably should be. It's a little weird, but they're kind of like walking over to tables and then cleaning. They're like cleaning stuff, and there's nothing to clean, but that's what they're doing. It's a little odd.
Right. I'm gonna grab the biggest table I can find in the dead center of the room.
Okay. Yeah.
And so whatever Sarah can remember or want, it'll appear on the menu.
Yeah. As soon as you start thinking it kind of just appears. It's that might be odd to you, or it might be really exciting to you. I don't know what your thought process is.
Okay, so in contrast to how Cesar behaves and how he acts, he's going to remember meals of steamed oxen, roasted eel, baked shrimp, roasted trout, steamed pheasant, steamed
I'm sorry, chat.
partridge.
You're all probably starving now.
Yes, hello. This is my damning style. It's food. Boiled eggs. The partridge is going to have ginger and onion in it. There's going to be some poached eggs. There's going to be walnut bread that's served presumptuously with the baked shrimp. The eel is going to have clove and served with some dried pear. There's going to be a couple glasses of gin, a bottle of mead, 2 glasses of wine.
Are you ordering all this?
Yes, I am.
All right. Just
So Sarah definitely is. He's a sayer. It's a lot of calories. He's going to order as well some dried artichokes. He's going to order all of that twice.
Okay. The creature just nods and is like,
Will that be all, sir?
For now.
it kind of bows to you and it goes off. It looks like it just kind of disappears into the wall. And you hope it comes back with food. There has been another creature like this who has been standing there with a pouch. It looks like a bag of something and some kind of like knitting tool or something. And it's just been standing there and every time you move, it just follows you. And then when you sit at the table, it follows you. It's just kind of like waiting for you to stop. As soon as you stop, it starts measuring you, and it's going to start creating an outfit for you. And then also your raven companion. And it looks a little bit perplexed when it's measuring that creature.
Cesare will offer an apology to the tailor, not knowing that's what it was doing. Sorry about the movement.
It is all right. My pleasure.
Sure. Am I allowed to specify what I'm going to be wearing, or do you have something in mind already?
What would you like?
I'd prefer just something comfortable, but this seems to matter a whole deal to Sata, so let's go with
Comfortable, yet stylish.
Sure. A formal suit, I suppose. I need it to be in I need a wool coat made of dyed brown. I need a white sailor's shirt, and I need new pantaloons. These ones, I don't know where I got these ones. I woke up with these one day. I was in a cart. There wasn't anybody around, but I still woke up with these. I'm
Interesting.
rambling.
I have never woken up with someone else's clothes.
You ever wake up with your own clothes, but you can't remember them?
I do not usually wear clothes.
Have you tried?
Yes,
How'd it go?
it was strange.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Thank you.
One thing I do need is, are you able to get me some form of pin? Metal.
For what purpose?
I need to put it on the coat.
To clasp it?
Yes, a clasp.
Yes.
I need a pin of 2 silver horns, much like my own on my head.
Oh,
Is that possible?
anything is possible.
Sure. I shall hope for the clasp.
It nods and continues measuring you and your companion. Sardar and Eva, you walk into the parlor. You see the same thing that Césaire saw, and you also see Césaire sitting at a very large table, and there's another one of these creatures, but it's like measuring him, and then it's like you see it like taking out cloth, and it's like cutting the cloth. It looks like it's making an outfit right there.
They are so accommodating here.
I've never heard of a tailor tavern, you know?
Oh yeah, me neither exactly, but I think I like it. I think.
I mean, I guess it's a little bit convenient for all the piss pots as well. You know, you have an accident, they change your clothes.
Indeed.
Innovative, really.
Yes.
Césaire, have you ordered food yet?
I've ordered plenty of food already, just sit yourselves down.
You don't have to ask me twice. As Sardar just kind of plops down and just gets ready
The
for
two
the
of
incoming
you
feast.
are getting comfortable in the chair. The chairs are extremely comfortable, and I know that a variety of you are different sizes and shapes, and the chair almost feels like it snugs you right in place or changes for you if you're shorter, if you're of the shorter variety. And after a few minutes of you guys sitting at the table, you start seeing some of these creatures coming out holding these large trays. They're golden trays, and on them is the most delicious looking food, savory, and some of it's still like crackling and sizzling, and the smell is just flowing into the room and through your nostrils. And if you haven't eaten in a while, it probably would make you drool. And they just start continuing to place plate after plate after plate. It seems like it's never ending, and there's probably 20 servers that have come to the table with plates, and then there's 2 that kind of stand off to the side of the table with like a towel along their side, and like a little, it looks like almost like an urn, but it's not. It's got a bottle in it, and they are starting to pour drinks as well.
Now then, this is the kind of warm welcoming I'm talking about, Césaire. And she pats him enthusiastically on the back.
Them. And Dirge, at that moment, you come into the room. And
Can I
Dirge,
describe my entrance?
It's looking fabulous. Describe your entrance.
My unseen servant opens the double doors that lead into the parlor, so they seem to kind of come open on their own. And I stride into the sound of my own music, which is created by Minor Illusion. And it's a sort of trilling of harpsichords and this sort of soaring string quartet sound as I strut into the room. And I'm wearing an outfit that looks like it's completely black at first, but then when you realize like the light bounces off of it, it's actually a very deep purple that's kind of iridescent and almost ultraviolet. And it's got very rich embroidery. I'm wearing my typical waistcoat, and I have a sort of fitted sort of waist cincher type sort of corset that just gives me incredible posture. And I strut in, I'm wearing a very rich, like emerald colored ascot with a very high collar. And my nose is kind of in the air, and I'm looking very, sort of refined as this music swells around me. And I make my way over to the this table in the center of the room, and I look very obviously disappointed at Cesaire's selection of where we were choosing to sit. And then my unseen servant pulls out a chair for me, which I gently, sit in. And
I would love a performance check on how lovely that music is. I will give you advantage on this.
All right.
Eva's going to eat disgruntledly at the sight.
All right. I got an 11.
All right.
Not my best work.
For the rest of you, he is very much putting on a show. And for the rest of you, you're sick of it. You've heard it before. This is nothing new to you. So maybe it's just not exciting to all of you. And the other two guests who are playing a game looks like they're very, very intensely playing, that they give no attention to the four of you.
You could have picked a booth somewhere over there where you could see everybody else. I love to people watch.
Go brood in an alleyway if you complain so much about this pot.
I don't think this place has alleyways.
You're the person who came in here with their own theme music.
I mean, to be fair, I would also like to go everywhere with the theme music.
There's nothing stopping you.
There literally
Really, truly, there isn't. I don't know why I'm not doing it myself, but maybe I'm just a bit more of a subtle artist.
You literally talk to horses.
Yeah, that's pretty subtle.
How can we incorporate the horses into the theme music? I must think about this composition. I will get on that immediately.
Ask them if they can play drums.
We already have a drummer.
I see myself as more of a solo artist.
I mean, the theme song really does speak
You
to that.
say to your band.
Yeah, as I say, even Jerry Halliwell came crawling back to the Spice Girls for the reunion tour, okay?
Oh, no.
Well, I see that you've wasted no time in ordering everything on the menu twice.
First off, I actually haven't ordered everything on the menu. You can apparently order whatever, in whatever quantities. I'm testing to see what limits there are, if any. I haven't found any yet, but if we're here for any amount of time, I would love to work with you on this project to see just how far they can go to accommodate us.
Yes. Every time I see something beautiful, I want to find out how I can break it.
It's testing magic.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
what you
things
said.
are more beautiful for having been broken.
Exactly, Ava. See, she understands.
But we must be careful, though. We must not, overstep our bounds here.
Well, that's precisely what Cesaire is saying. We don't know what those bounds are. And how would we know them if we didn't test?
And if this person has all this setup, has all this prestige to the name, it has such grandiose invitations to just whomever, then surely those bounds must be far in the distance.
But do we want to seem greedy and like just the normal sort that would come through here?
That is a good point.
I'm only here once.
But then again, what does this Melody get out of all this? She's obviously not turning a profit. Or maybe she's interested in some other sort of currency.
Maybe
she's feeding off of our enjoyment.
Maybe I'll learn some lesson about gluttony, and in the meantime, I'll enjoy the ride. Either way, I haven't had eel in a year. So if you don't
Living
mind,
or dead?
Either one. And so Sarah's going to go eat.
Yeah. There's food in front of you. There's drink to be had. It's endless. If any of you look at the menu, you can order something off the menu. But Cesar has definitely ordered enough for many people. And as soon as a dish has been taken off the table, another one is placed because they've ordered so much that they cannot put it all on the table. So they're kind of just like in waiting to put the next dish down. And is there anything else you want to do besides eat in the parlor?
Yeah, Sardar would like to kind of look around and see just how much attention is on this party here. Not necessarily in the, how can we assist you way, but just in the menacing way.
In regards to like if anyone's watching you guys?
Right, yes. Anyone other than the
it doesn't appear that anyone's
servants.
watching you all, other than the servants who are at your beck and hand. Like anything you need, they're there for you. And they are, like I said, some of them are just continually cleaning stuff. Like stuff is very clean at this point. And anytime a glass is empty, it's almost like they're rushing to see who can get to the glass first. Like it's very much they're trying their best to make sure they're as accommodating as possible, to the point that it's a little awkward at points. Like one person's holding the glass while the other one's pouring it. It's just too much. It's a little too much. And the table that is kind of further off in the corner has two different people sitting at it. They don't seem to mind pay any mind to you at all. But you can see them and you can look at them and see that they're very intensely playing a game.
I am not looking at them, but I'd like to eavesdrop on their conversation.
Ooh, yes. Are you both trying to eavesdrop into their conversation, or are you, Sard, are you more like looking out to make sure no one's going to attack you type of vibe?
I'm just trying to assess the entire situation. So I feel like I would also kind of try to assist that in listening.
Yeah, you can both
Possible.
roll me a perception check.
That one.
Maybe I should turn down my music a bit. I think it's interfering with it.
Uh-oh, did you roll poorly too?
I got a 10.
Okay, a
It's
10
going to
and a natty
dice
1.
jail. Dice jail.
Dice jail. Got to change the dice color. A natty 1 and a 10. You hear with the 1, you don't hear much. Sturge's music is quite loud. Cesar
It's
is
very
just
good, though.
chomping away at food and shoveling food into their mouth, and it's a little much. There's a lot of noises happening that are distractions happening. Whereas Dirge, you can hear that they're playing some type of game. You hear dice rolling in the distance, but you don't really hear what they're saying. Maybe they're not talking. You're not really sure. But with a 10, you don't hear any conversation.
Are they playing oubliettes and owlbears? It's a
You're not-
popular game that the kids like.
You're not sure. You can't really see what they're playing. But it does sound like they're rolling dice. And it looks like there's like a little circle in the middle of the table, and they're rolling their dice into that.
Well, when my food arrives, I'm going to look at it with disdain and then slowly eat it. But it arrives on a very small dish, very artfully made. It's steak tartare, and it's on an impossibly large plate with a very artful pattern of sauce and some sort of like sprigs of garnish. It's more garnish than food, actually.
Yeah, it arrives exactly how you would have imagined it in your mind, of course.
I can only picture like 5 pounds of grated carrot and like 1 pound of actual meat.
Lots of parts.
I'm thinking more like a few ounces in total. It's very nouvelle cuisine.
Gross.
Do any of you do anything
I eat
else?
light, all right? I have to keep my figure.
Do any of you do anything else, or do you want to have a conversation about anything? What's the plan now? Whilst you eat and drink and enjoy actually a very warm and cozy location. I mean, you've been traveling for probably weeks at this point. You've been going up a mountainside that has been cold and dreary. This is more fancy than the fanciest place that you've ever been in. And you didn't have to pay. Or so. you
Eva
think.
will quite happily probably like start to down the drinks and come up with ideas of this horse song for like that Sadar and her are going to try and perform to melody if we can. This is, you know, we're writing this song kind of on the spot, deciding that we're going to perform for melody. I'm almost imagining like this is kind of like a little bit where Paul McCartney and John Lennon were always like writing the songs all the time, but the members of the band, of course, did write a lot of the songs a lot of the time. It's just that everybody always just remembers Lennon and McCartney as the like. Da-da. But anyway, so yeah, I imagine that that's kind of like what Sadar and Eva maybe do a lot is like, we're going to create a new song, you and I, let's go, and they just kind of get so into it they forget to include Cesare and Dirge sometimes.
Sure. Why don't you
no.
both roll me a performance to see how well this is coming along as the two of you are bouncing off of one another and trying to formulate the song. And Cesare and Dirge, what are you doing whilst they're coming up with the song? Are you guys just eating and enjoying relaxing, or?
Cesare's eating and he's slowly getting into the drinks there. I just want to remark here that if we are going by Beatles analogies,
What are these Beatles you speak of? I'm
Starter's a
unfamiliar with these obscure
Starter
wizards.
is our Ringo.
I love Ringo.
Good. I'm happy for you.
Well, he's
Ringo's
the drummer,
rad.
yeah.
So we've got your like.
So which one are you
You got
in
Spice
this
Girls.
analogy?
You got the Beatles.
I am obviously Scary Spice.
I'm going to say that I'm Sporty Spice. I'm showing the most skin.
That doesn't speak sporty to me.
No.
Do you have a gold tooth?
I know. Listen, the only thing I know about the Spice Girls is that in one of their music videos, one of them skips along in London town, bends down to someone who looks homeless, grabs their hat, wears it, skips 5 more steps, then flings it.
I would think Sardar
rude.
would be Sporty Spice out of the group of you, honestly.
I wish I knew about the Spice Girls. I would chime in.
Oh, no.
I know Beatles.
They're almost as good as the Spice Girls. Not
different-
quite
like
as
a
great a
different
cultural
spectrum.
influence, I think.
I like how it's like, how would you describe your Bard's aesthetic? We're like the Spice Girls meets the Beatles, okay?
It doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely not. No, I'm out. No, absolutely not. No.
Oh, God.
Oh gosh, but there was a 31 on the performance check for me.
Wow. All right.
And half of that, a 15.
Eva is carrying the weight here in the writing of the song, in the composition of the song. Sardar is adding the rhythm to it, but that's the most of what is happening on that front. But you are putting together quite a lovely song, actually.
Oh, I know what happened here. Okay, I'm going to try to change up the rhythm section on this. I was using, the drums from another composition. It was that song Cesare wrote about the octopus in the garden.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't mine.
Oh.
Ah, the perpetual plagiarist.
Anyway, yes. We must keep working.
I'm actually going to see if I can check out this library before there is some sort of performance, right? I want to
Yeah,
make sure I
there-
get a look at it before that begins.
Yeah, there's a performance that will be happening in 15 minutes IRL time, potentially. But yeah, you find yourself kind of standing up and leaving the table. Do you tell your companions where you're headed off to?
Oh no, they might follow me. I want it all to myself.
I'm going to the tailor to find me when they're done. I'm gonna grab a bottle. I'm gonna follow Dirge.
Are you trying to be sneaky
Fine.
about following Dirge, or are you just following Dirge?
You know what? I'm gonna go for sneaky because I'm loving my stealth score.
Yeah, let's
and I
go
almost
for
never
it.
play someone who's stealthy.
Okay, do it.
Ooh, that is a 29.
Oof. All right. Dirge, if you would like, you can roll a perception to see if you see, but if you're not...
I don't care.
If you don't care, then that's fine. Dirge gets up and leaves the table, doesn't really say anything to the rest of you, and walks out of past the gold, I keep saying gold, glass door. And I think Sardar and Eva, you are very much into your song. You're not really paying attention to either of them as they leave the table. Cesar kind of looks over, sees the two of you kind of jamming, is like, well, they're probably not going to notice me leaving, and slips away, shortly giving Dirge enough time to get a little bit of, a run forward.
My unseen servant is carrying my glass of wine, so it seems to be sort of floating next to me as I head for the library.
Perfect.
How full is it?
It's probably about halfway. I took a few sips of it. It was all right, I guess.
I'm gonna fill it.
From what?
I said I grabbed a bottle from the table.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think that would be too difficult. This unseen servant is not...
You fill it, but I think obviously when you start filling up a glass, then you're noticeable. Yeah. You notice, Dirge, that Cesar is now, they are pouring more alcohol into your glass. And also, you didn't know that they were behind you. It was a little alarming.
I'm not alarmed in the least. It's quite often that I go do something fun and Cesar tags along.
I see.
It beats the jamming sessions.
Yes, indeed. Although I will admit, Cesar, I almost started tapping my foot there, but I would have never heard the end of it. It was, Ava's melody was carried most of it, but I did appreciate the rhythm. Don't tell Sardar.
He's getting better. We can't let it get to his head.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you get a terrible ego about it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to come along anyway, let's see if they have any dark rituals in this library. There's got to be something. I mean, all of this is not done with just craftsmanship. There's magic at work here, friend.
I wanted to ask, what do you make of this place? It seems, what are they getting out of this?
Well, I would never tell anyone who works here or any of our other friends, but I think it's bloody amazing.
Sure, but is it intentional? Is it just a gift? Or is there going to be some kind of moral...
You know I don't believe there's any such thing as altruism. Everyone always has a selfish motive, even if they don't know it and even if it's buried very deep.
Well, sure.
Melody's getting something out of this, I'm sure.
Even if they feel joy from helping people, that's them getting joy, seeking joy, not just to help someone.
Ugh, perverse.
Yeah. Still, though, there has to be a reason. Why are we here, actually?
I mean, I'm here to have fun.
Sure, but...
and maybe discover the secrets of this place and, maybe make my own like it.
Who is this melody person?
No, well, we're going to find out.
Sure.
And the first place to do that would be in the library.
You make your way to the library. It's actually down the right hallway instead of the left hallway when you enter the inn. And as you walk down the hallway, you kind of turn to the right as you see these two very thick doors, and they have kind of a clasp on them that looks like a book on each side, and if you open it, the book opens up, like you unlatch the book. And the door, you kind of push it open, and it is quite a gorgeous sight. You can see there are just books all along the walls, and these bookcases have intricate designs at the top of them that are, like, the bookcases themselves are these white, large bookshelves with gold inlay on them, and there are these long pillars of marble that are also etched and carved, and it's quite gorgeous. There's a couple different areas to sit down in these really comfy chairs. There's a window that's wide open and a little, those little cozy places where you can sit, so you could sit in one of those.
A nook.
Wished. A little nook, yeah. And at each of these little sitting areas, there's ones that are groups and there's ones that are alone. They all have little footrests that kind of tilt, and you can kind of change the location of them. And each has its own little lamp as well.
I'm going to reach out, and a spectral green skeletal hand emerges from my cuff and will glide up to the upper shelves and try to find me one of the most interesting, arcane-looking volumes on the shelf.
Sure. What type of book are you looking for in particular?
I mean, anything with skulls on it is definitely a win. If it looks like it's bound in the skin of some humanoid, that would also be appropriate. Barring that, I mean, I'll take something that looks suitably old.
Okay, so you're not looking for something
Valuable.
that you know. You're not looking for something in particular. You're looking for something that visually appeals to you. So roll me a perception check. And Cesar, what are you looking for in particular? Or are you just kind of following along for the journey?
I'm looking for one or two things. I'm looking for any kind of globe or kind of like map on a sphere shape.
Mm-hmm.
What are those things? Do I see one in this library?
A globe and a map. You don't really see a globe or a map, but you could maybe look at the books to see if one of them is on maps or something of that sort if you want.
No interest in maps. Just a globe in case it had something to hide. I'm gonna just glance around to see if there's anything that pertains to like Melody themselves, like the person who made this place.
Like a biography or something?
Yeah.
All right. Roll me a history check first.
Drat. Oh, 20.
Okay, nice. And then roll me a perception check with advantage.
Sure. 22.
Ooh, nice. It takes you pretty much no time. Like as Dirge is casting this spell and looking around with their thing, even before that's completed, even before he finds this book with a skull on it, you are able to snatch this book up that is a biography on Melody Glimmerbloom. You actually find a section that has like 20 of them, and they're all written by different people.
Yeah,
Hey.
I got
She's
a 12 on
She's a
my
pretty famous
check. So.
bard. You got a 12 on your check?
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't have let the mage hand do the picking. It's always trying to push me into other areas that I'm less interested in, horticulture, those sort of things. Strictly necromancy here, but whatever.
Yeah, your mage hand pulls down a book and it does have a skull on it, but it's more about like archaeology. It's like an archaeologist book. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, that's what you find. You find a book about, it's like an archaeology dig in some kind of cavern. It looks interesting, but it's, more historical. Nothing in particular. It's already been discovered, so it's just a book kind of talking about the different objects that were found there and stuff like that.
I give my mage hand a withering glance and instruct it to send it back and try again.
Sure, it kind of like taps its finger in apology and rushes forward to put the book back in place and continues its search. Meanwhile, Cesar, you're looking at a row with 20 autobiography books, or not autobiographies, but biography books. Which one do you want to grab? Which one are you kind of looking for? What kind are you? You rolled very well, so.
I'm looking at this shelf. I'm gonna call the Dirge. Hey, Dirge. Question. Do you think anyone without an ego, someone like you, with a super ego, would have a row of biographies written about them in a publicly accessible library?
I mean, everyone needs a mythology, and so I have no problem with people crafting that around them.
Sure, I'm looking at a row right now.
Well, I mean, I'm an excellent judge of character, and I judge my character to be better than all others. So, yeah, I mean, that tracks for me.
Not on you, on Melody.
Oh, we're talking about Melody. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if she's as gifted as I am, then perhaps, yes, there may be many books detailing her deeds. Could you give me a synopsis of one of them? I may not have the time to read them all myself.
Sure. I'm gonna grab the fifth one from the left.
Yeah, you count, you grab, you slightly pull it off, and you flip over to the back and you read the synopsis. Are you just kind of wanting me to go
Careful, that one
random?
doesn't have many pictures. It might be difficult for you.
Do you want me to just go random at it, or is there something in particular you were looking for, Cesar? So I can, because you rolled very well.
Before I reach into it, I'm gonna look up and just look Dirge in the eyes. Look. I need you to just chill for just 5 minutes, maybe. And look back into the book. What do I read?
So were you looking for any particular, or do you want me just to?
Just a brief summary from what I can gather at a glimpse.
Yeah, from what you can gather in the this one in particular is I will roll to see. Oh, this one is a book about all of the songs that she has written and kind of the meaning behind them. So that's the synopsis of this.
Shelving that. Go grab another one at random.
Okay. This one is in particular about one of her journeys. It is written by another bard who did not attend that journey, but had heard it from the group that she was with. So it's kind of like a secondhand story of that story.
Is there a first-hand account of someone traveling with her?
Ooh, yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna grab that. We're trying to find just someone talking about her as a person rather than her as a figure.
Yeah. This person describes her, you kind of like flip through the pages in the beginning, and they describe initially meeting her and that she's very quiet and soft-spoken, but very sweet. And in fact, this person met her earlier on in her life, so she didn't quite have the magical powers that she has now. But she was a very talented bard. She could sing really well and mesmerize any room that she was in. And upon walking in, she just had this aura about her that made you want to get to know her, understand her. But she herself was very humble about it. Not flamboyant in the way that, she's putting on a show. It just stuff around her just happened. It appeared to be that way, where things around her would just kind of happen.
Does this one cover what changed that, if anything? Like, what went from someone like that into the figure of Melody?
Yeah, you find a book that's about her later life, and you kind of flip through some of the pages of it. And this one in particular describes her in very similar manners, that she's still, quiet and a little bit more timid, but able to create, and not just create stuff that is magical from spells, but almost like an artificer, which, artificers are much newer to this world. So maybe she's like attained some type of technological magic throughout her later life. And if you continue to read it, which is going to take a little bit more time, she does talk a little bit about a mentor that she had who taught her some of these things.
Gotcha. Okay.
Whilst Sarah is doing this, I want to cast Detect Thoughts. But I'm just scanning the room in general to see if there are any thinking entities that may be observing us. I'm not probing into anything specific where they would detect that I'm using it, but just to sort of see if there is anyone watching us.
Yeah. So let's detect thoughts. Let me pop that up on my screen here.
The way I'm doing it will only give me surface stuff because I'm not putting intent behind it and trying to probe any deeper because I don't want anyone to know that I'm doing it.
Within 30 feet of you. So
yeah.
if you're going to pace around the entire room to get this going, and you can do this for up to 1 minute, I will let you know if you feel anything. But we're gonna go back to our two bards who are creating a song, Sardar and Eva. What's going on? Are you guys just jamming? You actually will notice after a little bit of time, like the two of you are just creating this beautiful song, and you look up and you're expecting maybe Cesar and Dirge to implement their own commentary, as they usually do, because they always have something to say. They always have a complaint. They always have some addition that they think needs to be added to the song. But this time you hear nothing. Crickets. They're not there.
Oh, well.
Do they not realize that if they let us do this, I'm going to just do this how we do this?
And how we do this is perfectly fine. So, yes. So there's this. Okay. The lyrics. How are they coming along?
Well, I think I have a bit of a lyric. I think I have a bit of a tune. So all we need is a bit of your beat.
Let's do it.
All right. I think it goes kind of like a little something like this. On the first part of the journey, we were carting our way through a hill. There were plants and birds and rocks and things, suddenly snow and hills and rings. The first thing we met was a dragon with ice and the sky full of clouds. The heat was cold and the ground was wet, but the air was full of sound. I've been through the valley on two horses with names. It felt good to be out of the rain. In a blizzard, you can remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. You know
Pretty
something?
good.
And kind of come back to listening to this lovely jam session. I'm not going to make you roll. You entertained us. That was awesome.
Yes. Okay. Now we just try it out for them. Take their criticisms, ignore it, and proceed.
Brilliant. And as Eva's letting like the residue of this like song kind of go throughout the room, she's wondering if she can see any colors by chance surrounding anyone, using her special lute Lucy, who we've Margaret actually kindly homebrewed this weapon for me because I was so desperate to be one of those bards that's like, I can see colors, man. So yeah, I'm gonna use Lucy the lute. So with melodic atmosphere. I must. You can use this number. So I can use this a few times in a day. And okay. I'm gonna use Lucy the lute to do melodic atmosphere, and I'm gonna target. Who was the person that was probably one of the people playing dice? I
Do you
would
want me
like
to describe them a little bit more?
Yeah, if that's actually possible, that'd be amazing.
No, not possible. No, I'm just kidding. It totally is possible.
You've asked for too much.
You see
Descriptions.
what looks like it is this larger lady with kind of big curly black hair, and she's wearing this gorgeous like purple hat with like giant peacock feathers coming out of it, and her dress is it's a little busty, and she has this gorgeous.
No further. I'm looking at her.
She has this gorgeous dark skin
Vavoom.
and very beautiful green eyes, and she's kind of standing there twirling or sitting there twirling these dice in her hand, and every once in a while tosses it into this tray that's in the middle of the table, and takes a sip out of her wine. And then at the other end of the table is hunched over in very dark garb, what looks like almost satin attire, like a robe that goes all the way down to their feet. So you can't really see their arms, any of their appendages. They look slim and slender and probably very tall if they weren't hunched over. You can't see their face that much, but it looks very pale, especially in comparison to their counterparts sitting at the other cross of the table. And they're wearing a hood over their head, and along the hood is just a very light glint of some kind of threading at the end of it. They do have some glasses, large glasses that are on their head, so you can't really see their eyes from the angle that you're at. Plus, they're on the other side of the table, so you got a good look at her, but not a good look at him necessarily. And that's kind of what you see initially looking at them. If you want to see anything further, you'd have to make a perception check or like investigation or insight or something, depending on what you're looking for.
Cool. All right, I think with Lucy then, and using that as she's like singing. Initially, she's going to be like distracted by Lady with the Feathers and the little window there. She's like da 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 da. Yeah. But then she notices, okay, wait, hang on. I don't have a good view of you. I can't see your expression as much, and I can't kind of read from your body language as easily how you might be feeling. So she starts definitely honing in on the easy visual target that is definitely where her mind very quickly.
The lady with the
easily
peacock
goes.
feather hat is who you're looking at?
No, moves on to the hooded figure.
The hooded
she
figure in the
initially is
satin
looking
robe.
at her, but then decides to focus on the hooded figure.
Yes, hooded figure in satin. Yeah, you're focusing
trying to
on them,
see
and
his
this gives you an
aura.
order of what they're feeling right now, right? That's what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like a red aura is emanating off of them, almost like steam when it's coming off of something hot, or when you like look at lava and you see like little bits of heat, and you can see kind of at the edges of that heat, almost like clear visual, but it's a little wobbly. You know, like when you're looking like through gas that's heated, you get this element of waviness around. They look frustrated, possibly perturbed. They might flip that table.
Somebody's losing.
Yeah, they're not happy.
Wait. Sadar, we've probably not got all too long until Melody's performance, if I'm not mistaken. My suggestion is I let you improvise your magnificent drumming skills, and we get that gentleman a drink before we leave. A stiff drink.
Yes, I agree. Let's do it. Okay.
Are you going to the table with the drink, or are you sending a servant to kind of go do that?
Yeah, so a hand goes up as I give a couple of snaps, summoning a servant.
How may I assist you?
Hi, yes. We need a drink for this patron across the way here.
Shall I get them another of what they already are drinking?
What are they drinking?
It may not be hard enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Dark ale.
No. What about whiskey? Do you have any sort of whiskeys here?
Top
Yes.
shelf, maybe. It's on Melody, am I right?
Oh, yes.
Affirmative.
I extend a little.
Top shelf.
I extend a little fist bump to Eva. Okay, yes, and make it a double, please.
A double shot of whiskey. Yes.
Yes, and anything else, Eva?
One to go. Get another one to go. Like,
Is that one for us?
To go. Yeah, just ones to go.
Yeah,
ones to go to
and-
take to Melody.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh wait, four glasses to go.
4, 2. Yes. 4 to go as well.
To go? To go where?
To the concert with?
Oh,
Well, just for us, just to this table, for here.
you can get drinks at the concert, but I can bring you 4 more.
We'll take them.
I won't complain.
I shall return shortly. And after a bit of time, it does return. It has one of those golden trays with 4 drinks and an extra one for the patron that you would like. Are you wanting to bring the drink to them, or are you wanting this creature to bring it over to them?
We're sending it over, correct?
Yeah, we'll let the little servant things. It's like a unknowing meddling.
Yeah.
The best kind of meddling is when they're not aware that you're meddling.
It brings it over to the
An
table.
icebreaker.
Yeah, it brings it over to the
exactly.
table, and the person kind of looks at like confusedly, and then you see it pointing at you guys, and then pointing back at the drink, and Eva's thumbsing up, Sardar's saluting, and the person kind of leans forward very slowly and looks over at you all and nods very slowly, and then leans back, picks up the drink, looks into it, puts its hand around it, and it looks like it's kind of maybe casting a spell, something, looks down, puts the drink down,
Don't worry, we didn't spike it.
rolls the dice, and goes back to playing the game.
Well,
If it doesn't help now, it'll help later.
it's true. It's true.
Is there anything else the two of you would like to do?
Sardar is just downing the free whiskey now.
Yeah, you're drinking the whiskey, and as you're drinking the whiskey, all of a sudden you see all of the creatures start marching out very quickly, almost at the same pace. And the two patrons that were there before too, this lady and this gentleman, they stand up almost in unison as well. One extends a hand to the other, and they shake hands. And they begin to walk out of the room, kind of following in the midst of all of these other these servitude creatures that you see. And they're all kind of walking out of the room. Meanwhile, in the library, our two companions over there, Césaire, you're reading this book and you're continuing to learn more about Melody as we were talking a little bit about her childhood, her history, and things like that. Dirge, you're walking around and trying to see if you feel any other thoughts or things of that sort. And you get to an area in the room where, for a slight moment, you do glimpse something. It is... let me read your spell exactly. So it's like surface thoughts of the creature. Shift your attention to another creature. Do they get like a save or anything like that? That's what I'm looking for.
That's only if I try to do the thing where I probe deeper. I can get surface thoughts, what is most on its mind in the moment. Also, deeper down in the description, it says you can use this spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. I don't think either of those require the save,
Okay,
and
so
the person
you
is not
don't
aware of them.
necessarily hear the thoughts because you can't see this creature. But
Yeah,
do
I would
you
just hear them
sense-
kind of like background
You
noise,
hear
basically.
like there's something tingling behind one of the bookshelves for a moment, and then it dissipates as you're walking. You're casually strolling, making it look like you're looking through the books. Your hand is kind of touching the books, and you're like acting like you're looking at stuff. And you stop for a moment as you do feel a sense of something coming from behind one of these bookshelves, and then it
Right.
dissipates. The two of you, as you're doing this, and in that moment when you kind of feel this feeling, you hear like marching. Sounds like marching. Any of these tree creatures that were in the library, you see them all kind of immediately stand up, immediately stop. Some of them climb down the ladder. Like they're just no longer doing what they were, and they all simultaneously march out of the room, out of the library room.
Well, I want to follow them, and I'll go find Césaire on the way out. Say, I think that's our cue. I think the show is about to begin.
It's
Could
this
you
freakish.
give me a recap on the way of what you learned? And please, don't put any of your own assumptions in it. Try to keep it relatively unbiased.
I think you're the last person to talk to me about being unbiased, but sure. Was a bard. Humble is an operative word. Got powerful. Got some artificer training. Made this.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, those are all assumptions that I had made, but I mean, thank you for wasting your time. Shall we go?
Do you tell him
Sure.
about, or them? Do you tell them about the thing that you perhaps heard in the bookshelf?
No, I don't.
No, that
Not
was
you.
for me.
That's
Oh.
No, I keep my secrets.
all right. Just making sure. I was wondering if the two of you were going to go off on a little YOLO mission. Okay.
We could later. We'll see.
That's true.
I want to wait until I know more before I say anything.
That's true. You could later. The two of you follow. And what about Eva and Sardar as these creatures are leaving the parlor? What do you do? And the two other patrons that were in the room leave the parlor.
Oh, it must be time, right?
Oh, yes, I think so. Yes, we have to. Let's go. Yes, down, chug.
Chug.
Right, let's go.
As they chug, can the two of you roll me Constitution saves just to see how drunk the two of you are by the time you arrive? 'Cause you've just been
ye olde
drinking,
drunk save.
playing music. Sardar's
17.
excited. 17?
Dice, jail, 10.
Okay. Sardar is feeling a little tipsy. Eva, you're great. You're fine. It's cool. You begin to kind of follow all of these creatures and the two patrons that were there, and you actually arrive in the room before Cesar and Dirge are going to arrive. And the door for the ballroom is wide open now, and now you can look into the room and see what it looks like. It is gorgeous. The walls have each, like almost every space has like a little bit of like this large bay windows that are along the way, and the curtains along it are this beautiful pale blue. The carpet itself is just this gorgeous blue carpet with little flower patterns into it. The walls are white with gold embedding and trimming, and even the ceiling itself has a design in it and is very tall. And there's probably like 300, what do you call those, chandeliers that are up there. They're all glinting, and you can just see like the light flickering off the walls into the room. And this room is packed. There's probably like 3,000 of those creatures in this room. And then you're looking around to see if there's other like people that are not these creatures. And you see 4. There were 2 that were in that parlor room that with you, but now you see 2 other people who do not look like people that you've ever seen before. And moments later, Cesar and Dirge, you also arrive in this room, pile in, and you kind of see the same thing. Also, you see your companions, but they're like further up, like they're getting closer to the front than the two of you, because you came in later, because you went all the way to the library.
Is there an obvious VIP opera box sort of situation that we could go to?
Not that you can see. Are you asking out loud?
No, I think I'm just kind of making a sort of face of like discomfort and annoyance that I can't be among all of this rabble.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm hoping they will intuit my needs.
There's enough space for everyone to have their 6 feet difference. No, I'm just kidding. Enough social distancing space. No, I'm just kidding. There's enough space between you and the other people that you're not like crammed in like sardines, but there's a lot of people, and this room is just, it's just massive.
But they're mostly tree robots, are they not?
They're mostly tree robots. Yeah, it's real weird. And they're getting excited. And after a while, like, do you guys go find each other?
I suppose.
Okay. Cesar and Dirge, roll me perception checks to kind of like see if you can find your companions exactly where they are, because now there's like a ton of robots in here.
24.
24?
20.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, you find your way. I mean, there's not that many different people. There's mostly just robots here, so By I mean robots, like actually butts of robots. Yeah. See? And you make your way through them, and you find your two companions. Do you guys want to chat about anything? And whilst you're all standing there around you, it's like these tree robots are getting excited. Some of them are like tapping their feet. Some of them are like giddy dancing, and they actually seem like they're showcasing personality for the first time. Where everywhere else they were like, "I am a robot. I'm doing your bidding," and now they're actually like they seem like they're really excited.
I'm a bit worried there's going to be a sort of druidic mosh pit happening sometime soon. I don't like being bumped or jostled. I hope they are able to enjoy this performance in a more subdued way than I'm expecting.
If they all get up in sequence and pummel us to death, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, I'd like to watch that. I don't know that I want to participate in it, but I wouldn't mind watching it.
I'm pretty sure we're outnumbered, so we don't really get to say if we get to not participate in them killing us.
And, that actually would track with all of this. If this has all been an elaborate ruse to lure us in and then eat us, I think that would track. But, oh well, we're fools and we've fallen for it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I say.
Such is our fate, such is our doom.
Anything to add, Eva or Sardar, as the two of them are talking about your fate potentially being eaten or plummeted or beaten?
How's the song?
Oh, it's ready. I think it's ready. All we need is for you two to come in and add your final touch. I think Zadar has the beat down packed.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Yes.
You look like you've been enjoying yourself, Sardar. I think you're blushing.
I'm ready to go.
We meant to bring you two some whiskey shots, but we ended up just having 2 each.
Well, I mean, that's fair. There's more where that came from. And I kind of put my finger in the air like to call over for bar service.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a server, or like one of these creatures comes over. You can actually see now, maybe you didn't notice it before, but there are a few of them with trays, and it's almost like Jello shots kind of vibe thing going. There's like little shots in like a glass, and they're like some kind of jiggling juice inside of it, and it just puts it in your hand.
This isn't Elven, is it?
No, is that a problem?
It would be. Don't ever bring me any Elven wine.
I'll take
No,
it here.
take-
Don't waste it. Don't waste it. I'll take it.
It hands you one too, and it will hand all of you one if everyone wants. Jello shots for everybody.
Home.
Don't come at us. We don't have rights to Jello. Is Jello trademark? I'm assuming it's trademarked.
It's trademarked. It's a
Yellow
gelatin.
shots, or I don't know.
Gelatin shots. Jelly shots.
Oh, delicious. Gelatin shots.
Oh, this one's in the shape of a small cube and has little tiny plastic skeletons floating in it.
Your tongue slowly
Quaint.
dissipates into it. It's like burning.
I just found the secret to appeasing Dirge is just to take whatever he doesn't not hate and add skeletons, and he's going to adore it.
Put a skull on it. Slap
You
a
know me
skull
too
on it.
well.
It's a little skull Jello shot. It's a
Just
tip
add
of the skull.
skeletons.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, so you're all taking your gelatin shots, and anything else that you're looking for or doing in the meantime, whilst the creatures around you are getting amped.
I would like to cast Detect Magic
Oh, yeah.
close to when I think the performance is going to begin, because it's only lost 10 minutes. So, and I'm expecting it to be a lot of magic, but I want to try to find as much as I can of the artifice behind it to try to see how it's being done, maybe pick up a few bits of arcane stagecraft for myself.
Yes. And anyone else want to do anything before I describe what happens?
I'm going to hand sort of my Jello shot. I'm going to look around. Is that Taylor anywhere?
Yeah. They do come with your garb.
Cool. I'm going to change into the shirt and the coat, and with the coat fully like closed up, he's going
They
to
will
very
assist
discreetly.
you as well if you.
He's going to very
would
swiftly
like.
just change trousers.
Sure. It even like brings up a little curtain around you, so no one has to see you change. Yeah.
How modest.
Yeah.
Do you need any assistance with that, Cesare?
I think he's got it.
Just sit down, Sada.
All right. Anything else that anyone wants to do? Nope. Okay. With that, I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm not a good singer, so just keep that in mind. But within moments, and I think, George, you're going to feel it the most because you see all these weird colors and stuff like that, right? You start seeing all kinds of colors as up above in the far front of the stage, or far front of the room, a stage comes floating down from the ceiling, and you just hear everything around you, all the creatures are just shouting and cheering, and like they're getting really excited. They're clapping their little tree branches, and you can hear like the smacking of tree branches. Some are just shaking their tree branches, and then you can hear like the shaking and rustling of leaves as they're doing a little dance. Some of them are stomping their feet, and it's just getting loud in here. And the stage is this black stage that's very sparkly. It almost looks like a void of stars in the distance as it's coming down from the ceiling, because it's so dark and black, and it just kind of lands down, not quite at the ground, but like just above, so kind of everyone can see that's around it. And the floor below people kind of space out so they can like look up at the stage. And from behind you all, actually from far away, comes this giant pink ball that just goes flying into the room. It's just a sparkly ball of something, and it clasp onto the stage, and sprouting out of it comes like one tree branch or one like vine and another vine and another vine, and it just kind of grabs on to this black stage, and a flower kind of sits in the middle of the stage, and the flower slowly opens. It's a very like light like bubblegum pink flower, and it slightly opens up, and inside of the flower you can see what looks like a very tiny creature. Maybe a halfling, maybe a gnome. You can't really tell from this distance. It's very small, probably 2-3 feet, maybe 4 feet, somewhere in that range. And they have very light skin and very green eyes and pink, bubblegum pink hair that is just sprung up in these giant ponytails that are really long. And she kind of like magical girl spins out of the flower, and just this green burst of color comes out from her toes, and you could just see this and everyone's freaking out. The trees are screaming. They're like woo. And you can actually see Happy Ice Blossom over there, like freaking out. So everybody's freaking out and just having the time of their life. And she lands lightly in the middle of the flower, and you hear her say, "Ooh, I need to get rid of something. Here we go. Hi. Hello, everyone. Looks like we have a crowd tonight. Tonight's song is called Are You the Hero?" You just hear everybody cheering, and they're like, yeah! Someone else next to you is like, I love this song. It is so good. And they're just like kind of freaking out, and it's like you just hear these robot voices all around you just flipping out and freaking out. And she begins to sing, and I'm going to sing you a song. I apologize in advance.
And Sardar goes, whoa!
Save that for the end.
Spiral of light, it calls me. It waits in the shadows. Do you hear its plea? You take your steps into its depths. Your fate is sealed. You better hold up your shield. And you try to protect, but your might is spent. And you wonder, yeah, you start to
And as soon as she says the word 0, it's almost like the flower twirls into the air and a burst of green comes swirling out. It's like this light sage green, and it comes flinging over and washes over the entire crowd of you. And all of you smell this the most amazing smell that you've ever smelled in your life. And everyone roll me a willpower save.
Wisdom?
Wisdom?
Yes. Sorry, I'm thinking of a different game system.
Is this something
I GM too
where
many systems.
where Sardar and I would have advantage on it against being charmed? Is it related to charm or sleep or any of that kind of stuff?
It's not charm and it's not sleep.
Okay.
But good thing to ask, because it might have been.
19.
19.
18 for
18.
me.
10 for me.
23.
Yes, I'm describing a fantasy pop concert. That is exactly what's happening here. She is a fantasy pop. I feel like everyone always gets like the normal bardic fantasy thing. I was like, no, we're going to have a freaking pop singer with freaking all the magic bells and whistles. Hell yeah.
I feel like there was some sort
yeah.
of trap music, sort of
Yeah.
trip hop thing happening in there too. I was feeling that.
Yeah.
I am not a
it's
good
almost-
singer, though. I apologize, but I was.
Oh, you
hope I got
did
the
great.
vibe.
No, I loved it.
What do we got from Sardar and Eva?
23.
23. Oh God.
10.
It's
Bad
very
night.
fitting.
Bad
It's
night.
very fitting because you're also drunk.
Yeah, it's the whiskey.
Actually, roll me again because it would be at a disadvantage for you.
Oh, okay.
It could be worse.
It can't be worse. It's the 10.
It's 10. Okay. I was
That
hoping
was
it
a-
would be worse.
That was a nat 20 on the second one.
Can't use that. That's for the other Sardar.
All of you, except for Sardar, just smell this amazing smell. It's amazing. You look around and as she's twirling in the air, and you just see this gust of wind that blows over you all. It smells beautiful. You can see the trees start their hands are in the air and they're swaying really slow. The color of their electronics start vibing in green and pink, and it's just it's like you're in a pops concert, like a K-pop concert, with those little glow things that change colors, but it's like they are the color changing things.
King Blade.
Yeah, it's totally those vibes. And then you see the flower clasp up and close over her, and then it springs onto the wall with its vines and kind of clasp onto there. And it almost looks like it's belonged there the whole time, this flower. The stage sinks into the ground and disappears, and the flower opens back up and she's not there. And now there's just this gorgeous flower on the wall, in the back far wall. Sardar, on the other hand, you feel a little bit more whimsical. Like you start putting your hands up in the air like the trees, and you're just vibing. You're really into the song, and you're just really enjoying it. And there will be other side effects, but they don't happen at this moment.
Gotcha.
Ominous. I love it.
Ominous. Yes.
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 Well, I whatever that was, it appears to have worked very well on our friend Sardar here. Were you touched deep in your soul?
That was beautiful.
I
It
think
was
you're.
beautiful.
Are you crying? You look like you're crying a little bit.
I'm not crying, but I just might. And I need you to hold me, Dirge.
Fine. I give you a clammy cuddle.
Clammy cuddle,
Oh.
whilst a clammy cuddle is happening, you see people start calming down a little bit. The creatures begin to kind of go back to normal, almost it seems, and they just slowly march out of the room, back to their positions that they were in previously. Some of them stay in the room because they were there before, but there were 3,000 people in this room, and now it goes down slow. And if you stay the entire time, it goes down to probably 20 of these creatures and the 4 of you. You do see the other 4 people that look like they are not creatures leave the room as well. But you're welcome to do as you wish.
I have a few theories as to what's going on here, but I'll save them for the morning once I've had some time to collate my thoughts and put them into something more succinct.
Do you all decide to go to bed is the question.
Before we go to bed, I'm just looking this out there. Should I be sad at the idea that a shy bard made her audience from scratch? Like she made a bunch of dolls to listen to her own concerts.
I feel like they're part of the performance. I really think that that's another element. I think the intended audience were us and the other non-tree robots.
Are you basically saying that she's viewbotting?
I don't know what that is, but if that's what you want to call it, sure.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
You know,
How many? Yes, Eva. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
How much did you drink, for the record?
Not much.
Can you hold your whiskey? It's okay if you can't, just be honest.
Let's just say the tequila's worse.
Did we ever get the luggage? I'm gonna go check out the luggage if that's okay.
You do that, buddy.
Thank you. All right.
Do you
But yes. How many other? It's just us and the two other people, right?
4.
Four other
4
people.
of us and 4 other people.
Sardar,
Yes. Listen.
yeah, that's fine for now. But I think you don't really remember a lot of the people. That's something that that's not happening for you right now.
Oh, got you. Okay, well then I just say, Sarah, I think you're on to something. I shall go rest.
You go do that.
And are you all resting for the evening?
Yes.
You do know that Sada doesn't need to sleep, right? I think he's going to be engaged in what the elves refer to as reverie all night.
Banging is. That's what you said before. I'm just kidding. Do you all plan to actually sleep, or are there other things you plan to do? Because I know we're going to wrap up here, but I just want to have an understanding next episode what your plans are, or if you are going to sleep, and then we will kind of talk about what happens in the morning.
So Sayer is going to sleep. He's putting a dresser against the door.
You're putting a dresser up against the door? Okay.
Just any dressers in the room are just going up against the door.
Okay, roll me like an athletics to see if you can move all the dressers on the door. What about everybody else? Are you just going to sleep, or are there other nefarious plans?
I may do a bit of studying before I sleep, but I will make sure that I get the minimum amount of rest that is needed.
All right.
To recoup my energies.
Eva and Sardar, what about you guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna just trance the best that I can in my room.
Everyone rest. You can get some of your HP back. Use your and any spells that you casted, you'll refresh them. You get your full 8 hours of sleep.
I think possibly Eva, just before like she does go to bed, she's going to take advantage of an empty stage that has a cool layout and acoustics to just have a little play to herself.
You
on
have
the
a little
stage.
jam. There's some robots that watch you and chill. Say,
Ava
Sarah,
unplugged.
What was your role?
Yeah.
Eva unplugged.
My role previously was
Cesar's role.
Oh, sorry.
For the moving the furniture.
Got a 16.
Okay, 16. Helpful knowledge for me. Yes, you all go to sleep. Eva plays a little jam session unplugged in the middle of the room and heads off to bed. And as you all awaken, Sardar, there's something different that happens for you. You don't remember the person in the black silk outfit anymore, the robed outfit. You don't remember them. And the rest of you, the next day, when you see the other patrons that are in this inn, because they kind of stand out, right? Because they're 4 people who look different than these robots. You only see 3 this time, and the black silked person is no longer visible for the day for you. And that is where we're going to leave this episode. Episode 2 of The Mystery of Melody. I know we went a little over on time. I apologize. I also didn't want to interrupt everybody. You all are so great. I love the RP. I'm like, I know you want RP, but I also need to wrap up the show. So first and foremost, thank you all for coming and tuning in and watching. We hope that you enjoyed it. Of course, if you missed it or you came in towards the end of this lovely musical mystery, you can go check it out on the YouTube channel as well. But I have some quick reminders for you. Of course, tune in twitch.tv/gildinglight right here. Give us a follow so you don't miss out. Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific, we have a new episode of A Song in the Heart. So you definitely want to tune into that. And if you haven't checked out Sirens Battle of the Bards, it's out. Go check it out. Head on over to thebardbook.com. And of course, Sirens Battle of the Bards unlocked its first stretch goal. We might have done some other stuff too. I don't know. In the time that the show has happened. A custom side quest written by Gamehole Con director Alex Kamer, I'm so bad with names, and is less than $10,000 away from the next stretch goal. So definitely back the project if it's something that interests you. And if you can't afford to, there are a lot of other ways to help support by like sharing and amplifying and boosting the message out there, whether that's, flipping signs or, spreading the love on social media, telling your friends, telling your grandma, I don't know, whoever would be interested in it. And of course, be sure to follow Apotheosis Studios on social media and join their Discord so you don't miss out on any information as we move forward. And of course, I'm going to let our lovely cast say where you can find them, because not only are they amazing, members of this cast, but they also do a lot of awesome other things on the internets or elsewhere. And I would love to have them share their projects. So we're going to go a different direction this time. We're going to start with London Carlisle, who I don't think is from London or Carlisle, who plays our lovely Sardar, who may have gotten a little tipsy. When you're not getting tipsy, what are you up to?
When I'm not getting tipsy, I am, you can find me at London Carlisle on Twitter, Instagram. I'm the game master of Spot Hidden. And in a couple of days, Friday, we're playing with Mark Meir for some Hammer horror inspired TTRPG action. So I'm very excited about that. So follow us at Spot Hidden and at London Carlisle.
Perfect.
And yes, I'm from Alabama, not England.
I wasn't gonna dox you like that, man. I was just, Next up, we've got the wonderful Madam Gandalf, who looks amazing. I love your cosplay. Thank you for cosplaying today. And of course, when you are not singing us a lovely song, what are you up to?
Yes, my name's Madam Gandalf. You can find me 6 days a week here on Twitch, doing a little bit of gaming, singing, TTRPGs, and of course a bit of cooking as well. We'll be doing a bit of cooking tomorrow, but when it comes to TTRPGs, watch out for May 15th, because we're going to be doing a bit of a Twitch meta one-shot, the Hot Tub one-shot. It's going to be the wettest D&D game on Twitch. We will all be in a hot tub. I'm not even kidding. We're doing this. All of us are going to be in a hot tub. Critical Misses is going to be in it, as well as Blame the Robot. And yeah, we'll all be in the tub. It's going to be an interesting time. But
very interesting. You got me. I'm intrigued. How do I go from there? HTTPaladin, what are you up to when you are not eating gluttonously and reading plenty of books, dear Cesar?
I mean, that's just me in real life.
Actually,
hi,
same.
Yeah, like it's how I deal with life right now. Hi, I'm Paladin. If you see any other names attached to me, it's a lie. I make a lot of TTRPG content. Next week, I'm announcing a new book I'm working on. I just make a lot of TTRPG stuff.
We have to wait a week now. Ugh, tease.
I mean, do you want to hear about it? Am I allowed to plug on a...
I actually don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are here.
Yeah, so
I don't make the rules.
I'm playing it safe.
It's a lawless
I'm playing it
for
safe.
me. No, I'm just kidding.
You should follow them on Twitter. That's how you would know and be notified.
Yeah, go follow them on Twitter. Anything else you want to share? I feel like
you find me on Twitter under HTTPaladin. You can find me on Instagram under HTTPaladin, but why would you? I don't do anything there.
Okay. You're selling me, man. Selling
I know.
We're gonna get you a hot tub. That'll change it up.
Hot tub. That's what it is. And of course, last but not least, we have Alcuin Gersh. When you're not playing Dirge, our very mysterious and handsome bard who, steps in to have a fashionable late entrance, but no one really cares. What are you up to?
I am a TTRPG developer and a streamer. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch and Instagram as Different Elves. That's different_elves. Recently, I've been a guest on Rag and Bone on the Hunters Entertainment Twitch channel. That is an excellent show. It's been running for over a year now, and the main cast for it are friends of mine and exceptional, as is the game master Nox. You should definitely check that show out if you like survival horror and interesting world building. I will be DMing the Red Opera on this channel close to when that Kickstarter is going to be fulfilling. So probably late spring, early March. So if you want to see Satine, Jameson, and a bunch of other special guests, you should come check that out. We have already made the pilot for it, which I believe is on there. It may be on the VODs here or on their YouTube. So make sure that you're following Apotheosis Studios and the Red Opera on Kickstarter.
I'm like, man, how do I get in on that? I want to be on it. No, I'm just kidding.
We can make that happen.
Yeah.
Yes, we will be casting guests for it. So
call me up, man. I'm here. I have been told by a little butterfly that maybe you can also message say what you were going to say, Paladin, about the book that you're working on. So go for it.
Oh, sure, yeah. Have you ever wanted to just enchant your own stuff without worrying about the downtime rules? Have you wanted to make a ship go fly far, far away? Have you ever wanted to talk to the dead en masse? I've got the book for
Dirge.
you. Yeah, and to a T.
Yeah.
I'm working on a book called Incantations.
Speaking my language.
Yeah, I was like, this is Dirge.
Yeah, I'm working on a book called Incantations. It's all about spells that take a little bit more to cast, but offer game state altering effects rather than just like instantaneous effects. It's a bunch of weird stuff and a bunch of cool stuff, and I hope you all like it. We got some art on the way, and I'm going to be talking about it next week, and I'm definitely not panicking because it's one of like 9 books I'm doing this year.
Shut up and take my money.
Gladly.
I'm into it. I'm excited. I'm glad. I want to hear more. I'm excited to see all of these lovely people. So definitely give them a follow, give them some love, and of course follow Gilding Light in all of the places so you don't miss out on all the amazing content and content creators who are just telling beautiful stories all over the place. I definitely love hearing it, and of course you can find me at Margaret Krohn in all of the places because that's my name, #branding. And of course, I do lots of things on the internet. I'm pretty much doing something every single day, or something comes out that I work on every day. So if you're interested in anywhere from D&D, fantasy stuff, to, fear itself, dark horror stuff, or, whatever we're doing here today, it's musical mystery. I don't know what's happening. And then, of course, Warhammer stuff. I'm all over the place. I do lots of stuff. So come check it out and show me some love. And I will let you know what I'm doing and where I'm live. And if you're interested in my vlogs, I'm going to be starting up an adventure vlog series. We're off-roading and dispersed camping. So if you're interested in that, come see me adventure IRL. And of course, my day job is making video games for a living. I currently work on a project called Ashes of Creation. You can find it at Ashes of Creation in all of the places because that's the name of the game. And we will see you next week for another episode of The Mystery of Melody. Doodles.